further with Aftab Kamal Pasha. He is a professor of Middle East Studies at Jawaharlal Nehru University. He joins us now from New Delhi. It's great to have you on the show, sir. I'm sure you were listening to Reza, and he said that Iran wants to stay away from direct conflict. Tell us a little bit more about what Iran's motives is in all this.
You see, this bogey of Iran being behind Houthis doesn't carry much weight. If you consider what the United States and the West they are supplying to Israel to carry out the genocide and massacre in Gaza and threaten Lebanon and other countries in the region. You see, Houthis, one must understand, have been subjected to U.S. Supported Saudi and UAE attacks on their territory for the last decade. More than 10,000 Yemenis have died. There has been a humanitarian crisis with 2/3 of the Yemenis being displaced. So Yemen has been in distress. Their infrastructure has been ruined. And Houthis who came to power 10 years ago, who took over Sana'a, they are trying to rebuild the infrastructure. And they expected the international community to help them rebuild Yemen. Instead, like what the United States did after the exit of the Soviet Union from Afghanistan, they left Afghanistan and ran away. And the Afghans were left to fend for themselves. So what propels the Yemenis to be aggressive and challenge the shippings in Red Sea is the direct consequences, the humanitarian problem in Yemen. It is very dire situation like what Gaza has seen. So the internal combustion has led to this explosion in support of the Houthi regime taking action in the Red Sea. And Houthis have demanded a simple ceasefire in Gaza. They are not asking Palestine to be created or the end of Israel or end of anything else. They want simply end to the fighting, bombing of Gaza and humanitarian aid, which 153 countries in the UN General Assembly are demanding. The international public opinion wants an end to the genocide happening in Gaza. And Houthis are one group which are supporting them.
Aftab, I'm sorry, I want to ask you, since you mentioned the Saudi aggression, when you look at the last 5 years, I mean, the Houthis have endured years of war against a Saudi-led coalition, as you mentioned. Do you think that these strikes that are being conducted by or led by the United States and UK are likely to deter the group in what they're doing and trying to do?
No, not at all. You see, at the moment, they may endure the bombing by both the UK and United States and others. But, they have low-cost, small ships, speedboats, which can cause havoc, like what the Somalis did for more than 5 years, what was known as piracy. So the Houthis control the waterways, mouth of the Bab al-Mandab, and they will continue to attack ships, not just the Israeli-bound ships, but all other shipping is at risk for years to come. They are not, the Portuguese did exactly this 600 years ago. For more than 152 years, they bombed, but they could not subdue the Yemenis. So a few bombs, 1 or 2 days by the US and UK will compel the Houthis to lie low for some time, but they will regain the initiative, and it is a long-term threat to the shipping. America should have deterred, desisted from attacking and switched over to diplomacy to solve this crisis. Just a phone call to Netanyahu to end its operation in Gaza would have brought a ceasefire, and there would have been no provocation from the Houthis. So America is at, on the one hand, it doesn't want escalation of the conflict with the region, but it is itself provoking and extending the conflict beyond Gaza to Houthis. And who knows, maybe Netanyahu is interested in opening northern front in all likelihood.
Okay. Aftab Kamal Pasha, a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for joining us here on TRT.